Hi guys, Michelle and Mina here with 2 Chicks and a Tool Belt, and today we are going to show you our favorite tool of all. It's the Earlux HB 5500 paint sprayer, and this is, well, at one point this belonged to my husband, but
we commandeered it.
Yeah, it's no longer his, but it's a little beat up, but it works beautifully. So Michelle is actually just prepping this highboy dresser that we've got here, and I'm just taking the gun apart right now and making sure that everything is in order.
I'm going to show you what this looks like when you can actually see the label.
When it's brand new and pretty. So one of the things that I like about this unit is that this entire gun is metal. And it comes apart.
So easy.
It does. It comes apart and you can really get it nice and clean. It sounds a little bit like it needs some
love,
some grease, some oil.
A little WD-40 maybe?
I could use a little WD-40.
Or 100,000 mile checkup.
I don't think I could go 100,000 miles. So this is the tip. And I actually ordered a larger tip. This gun comes with a 2mm tip, but I actually opted for a larger tip. So this is a 2.5mm. You can pick these up from Earlux from, I think, about $38,
yeah.
30, somewhere in there. Under 40 bucks for sure. And that just goes in there. This is a spring. I wish I could tell you what it was for, but if you lose it,
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. That goes on the back of your tip.
And you don't have to put it together when it first comes, but
it's good practice.
Yeah, it's good practice to just see how it comes apart. So if it gets clogged for some reason, you can take it apart really easily. Unclog it, put it back together. So.
Okay, then this piece goes on over the tip, and the paint gun comes with this tool right here. So you can really get it tight. You put that in there, and this is also spring loaded. So there's some give there. Put that on over the top of that. These are very technical. This and that. This goes over this goes over that. Consult your Earlux manual if you...
I was going to say, it does come with the Earlux manual.
If you really want to sound like you know what you're doing, you can learn all the terminology, and then we'll hire you to do the next video. Okay, then I've got my canister here. I think Michelle already gave this a good shake, right?
I did, yes.
All right. Some people strain their paint. Not 2 chicks and a tool belt. No need. We're ready to go. And I've got a little cup of just tap water here. Some of our lighter colors that are not as deeply pigmented, sometimes they need a little water, or if it's really hot outside, it feels a little bit like hell today, and that's sad because I know it's probably not even 80.
No, it's like 88, I think it said it's getting up to. So,
well, there might be something else going on inside of me, but that's not important. So when I'm moving the whisk through this, there's just a little bit of resistance. The paint feels a little thick to me, and so I'm just going to add a little water to this. You don't want it really thin. That was maybe a teaspoon and a half.
And why did you do that?
There just felt like there was a little resistance. Like when you move your hand through water and there's just, you can feel that weight, that resistance. I don't want that feel.
Well, and when it's so hot outside, it just makes it so that the paint, when you spray it, it has a longer dry time, a longer...
Yeah, you need to keep your work window open. And what I mean by that is you need to make sure that when you're spraying that you are close enough to your piece, that you're applying your paint heavy enough that it doesn't start to dry too quickly as it hits the air. You want it to hit your piece and then start to dry. And so adding that water will just help with all of that. Just keeps that work time a little open. I'd also recommend, we're not going to do it today because it's, I don't know why, but I also recommend that if you can lay your piece on its back, that's a good idea. Okay, this looks good.
So I'm gonna, so far what I've done to this piece to prep it is I have added about 2 teaspoons of baking soda to just some hot water. And that will clean up everything and take any sticky whatever off of it. There were actually a bunch of spider webs on here and it was just nasty. So the baking soda will actually clean out the smell too. We've had a lot of pieces that stink really bad. Who knows where they've been sitting forever. We got this one from just a store a couple miles. Yeah, thrift store a couple miles away. So it's kind of stunk, and that baking soda takes out that smell. So you can see that there's holes here where the hardware was, and I'm just taping behind the hole so when we spray it, it doesn't go into the paint doesn't go into the piece. Let me show you the inside of this.
We'll probably be spraying the inside of this.
Isn't that gorgeous? And we'll just, yeah, spray the whole thing down, but we're going to do the outside of it first.
And you don't want paint on the inside of your drawers. Well, I don't.
Nope.
Okay, so back to the gun real quick here. We've got our paint in there. It's the right consistency. Oops. Let me put it on this way. Just tighten that.
When it's not 100 degrees outside, most of the time you don't have to put water in the paint.
Yeah, and I would say with most of our colors.
Yeah, you don't have to. But because it's so hot and it's a white, like Mina said, we put about 1.5 teaspoons of paint, or water, in the paint.
So
you
another
want more than 1.5 teaspoons of paint.
Yeah. So your nozzle with this gun rotates. So you've got
It'll go
vertical,
this way. Yeah,
and horizontal. Now your paint will actually spray opposite. So if your nozzle is in the horizontal,
it'll spray vertically.
your flow comes out this way. And this comes out this way. So I usually keep mine on the diagonal, which gets you more of a round, circular finish. Do you want to spray or do you want me to spray?
So also this little knob right here will allow you to let more or less paint come out. We like as much paint as possible to come out, so we have it out as far as possible.
Open.
Yeah.
And your turbine, this is the turbine right here. This needs to stay on a surface where air can flow through it. If we were to move this onto this canvas, the air will actually suck up the canvas and we won't get any airflow through the paint gun. So you need it to be on a solid surface.
All right.
Ready? It's going to be really loud, so.
I'm actually, yeah, there's not much overflow with the paint gun, but we do have our paint display back there, so I'm a little nervous about getting any paint on that. So I'm going to spray this direction so that I'm not chancing any at all.
And you'll notice that she's going to be between 6 and 8 inches away from her piece.
Okay, okay, go for it.
I'll turn you on. I'll turn on the paint gun.
Oh.
Okay.
Look how beautifully that comes out.
Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of how quickly this can go. I don't know if you can hear Michelle real well, but sometimes you do have a little more of a textured look when you spray. If you get that, or it feels a little, not rough, but
No.
just feels textured, I guess, you can take a little 220 grit sandpaper, give it a quick dusting, it'll feel like velvet, or you can put the top coats and the wax over the top of it. It's gonna feel like velvet. It's beautiful. So, any other?
I don't think so. We're gonna go over this with some sandpaper and distress it pretty heavily. So we'll show a picture of that afterwards, but usually this will take us, what, 10 minutes to spray? And
Well, it's probably been 10 minutes. It might take
Yeah.
us 20, 30 minutes to get this piece completely finished, especially with the inside.
Well, yeah, with the inside for sure. And then we'll spray the hardware.
There is actually, I don't know if you can see right here, still this original hinge. These are very expensive hinges and a nightmare to take off. And so we just left it on, and our paint sprays right over it beautifully. So, but this hardware we're going to be updating with some metallic paints. So it'll be really pretty when it's done.
Yep.
Okay.
And like I said before, 1 quart will easily paint this, and actually maybe even a pint would paint this. So, and I don't know if you can see, but I did put a little bit, well, I put the blanket up there just in case, and there is just very little overspray.
I don't even have any on my glasses.
Yeah, so with this gun, that's one of the things we love about it, is it doesn't waste paint, and it's very easy to use. So even amateurs, first-time users can use it really, really easily. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.